Hello guys. Welcome to Diablo the Primordial. This video is the continuation video after Lake Shore died in Scarlet Incident Part 2. So if you have not watched it, then please watch it. The link is in the description. So without any further delay, let's start. But before we start, please like, subscribe and press the bell icon so you don't miss the updates. If that's the case, his relationship with Blanche was all in Act 2. If that's the case, unforgivable, absolutely. Blanche tightens her face as she looks up at the sky covered by dark clouds. As opposed to the road to her second coming, which she has been planned for eons to be cut off, right now she's simply worried about a friend's happiness being lost. A melancholic sigh came out of Blanche's beautiful thin lips. Gwynya's has quite the popularity in the capital of Silberia. There are several reasons to explain why, but the most prevailing one is the production of real profits. To make this, he's even considered exploring the mines containing magicule ores as a new industry. In fact, Silberia Kingdom possesses a high concentration of magicule, as such the ores collected from the mine are also of high quality. And they get a high price tag within Duke Gruntz's territory. Before his arrival, Silberia as a nation sustained through primary industry such as agriculture, farming and fishing. Citizens are mostly carefree people that led a self-sustained, simple lifestyle. But now, the seeds of profiteering industries are planted. Alongside were a number of entertainment industry. One of the most popular attraction is the gambling performance of horse racing. Given its gambling with money involved, those who turned rich overnight through it became obsessed with it. The kind and simple citizens are slowly twisted bit by bit. There are now people who are having difficulties financially, but Gwynya's lend them his money with a smile. Because of his generosity, his support increases exponentially. Gwynya's has also done his preparations in every field other than having a populist foundation. He gradually expands his influence with the acceptance of newly arrived royalty trying to befriend him. He spreads out wealth to the maximum degree in the name Gruntz, the largest noble family in the empire, and then subsequently recycle the money back into his pocket. His actions all reflect his immense talents. This is quite boring. To be honest, there's no fun now that everything is perfectly according to my plan. Ha ha ha, Gwynya's sama. Please don't say so. This type of remote countryside nowhere will go nuts over some pitiful fun. It really can't be helped. The one complimenting Gwynya's is one of his aide from the home country. To the public he's nothing more than a minister-type butler who helps Gwynya's with random chores given his status. Ha, even so, I still couldn't get my way with the key personnel Blanche. Can't that woman just accept me already? She always responds to me with some nonsense about keeping her chastity before marriage. Well, she's after all a princess of a nation, so it's understandable. Everything has been all going exactly how I wished except this woman. This just makes me more irritated. Gwynya's complained. This is his nature, beneath his facade as a noble heir. Okay, Gwynya's sama. You don't have to keep that unpleasant look. You don't have to endure for long. The one responding to him now, a stunt and cruel-looking man, is another trusted subordinate of Gwynya's, who's in charge of his finance. He was promised the role of the appointed merchant in the land of Duke Gruntz when Gwynya's becomes a duke. For that reason, he only needs to serve Gwynya's by investing and spreading money as much as Gwynya's desires. Ho, has the preparation been finished? Yes. We've done negotiating the military and got permission to secretly mobilize the armored corps. I spent a lot of money buying the gifts for Calgurio, but we should be able to assemble sufficient manpower within the estimated time. Ha ha ha, that's impressive. At last our plan is at its final stage. My days as a Duke commander of the Armored Corps in Eastern Empire is imminent. I am looking forward to it. Gwynya's fantasize about the near future and a despicable grin emerged on face. Their plan is as the following. Gwynya's pretends to marry into the royal family and be engaged with Blanche, who's in the first order of inheriting the throne. But in reality, Gwynya's is not satisfied with simply being the king of Silberia. His dream is to become the Duke of Gruntz. His brother has become an eyesore as of now, but that has already been dealt with. If he is to rebel, Gwynya's has already considered disposing of him. But his brother is aware of the nature of his younger brother. Knowing their difference in ability, he has already assumed a position under Gwynya's military. He could be confirmed as a duke in the future. But why would Gwynya's visit Silberia Kingdom in the first place? So, Gwynya's sama, would Blanche be willing to leave with us as planned? Huh? We haven't slept, but that woman has already fell for me. I don't think she will refuse, but just in case I've tipped the military. I see. If possible, we should avoid using violence. For some reason, I could sense the abruption of an unnatural force if we were to invade this land with military. Our party agrees to that as well. Let's try to avoid war. Gwynya's dono. It will really be problematic if this land fell to warfare. If that is to be the case, I would need to reevaluate my relationship with you. To me, it would truly be a shame to not be able to maintain our partnership. But I would still want to get on the good side of my granddaughter who is going to be crowned soon. If Gruntsduke's household is to forge an alliance with us members of the Silberia kingdom could live long and prosper as well. The one who's pandering is Amelia's father, Marquis Barnes. Barnes had collected intels himself prior to her violent daughter assumed violent actions, and through his instinct as a nobleman, he realizes that Gwynya's end goal was never the throne of this kingdom. Barnes then took a gamble in order to make her granddaughter the queen. He approached Gwynya's and got the answer of his true intent. In the end, Barnes was accepted by Gwynya's and thus expressed his true thoughts. Gwynya's wants to bring Blanche to his home country, and Barnes sees Blanche as a burden, best to evict from Silberia kingdom. With mutual goal, they decided to form an alliance. And it is for that reason, Barnes wholeheartedly wished to avoid any conflict with the Empire. Then, Marquis Barnes, would you be able to keep this country's royalty under control? Of course, even if the king or Princess Blanche herself opposes, most of the nobles are on Gwynya's Sama's side. Barnes carefully responds to the young and not yet Duke Gwynya's. This is, indeed, a reflection of the overwhelming difference in power between big and small nation. Barnes has to force a smile for his granddaughter as well as his own authority even if he doesn't want to. Although Gwynya's has already seen through Barnes's act, he kept on smiling as if nothing has happened. Very well, then when shall we execute the plan? To Gwynya's who wishes to return home as soon as possible, the sooner it is executed the better. However, he has endured for so long and planned cautiously his every step, so it would be unwise to rush and mess up in the end. In order to ensure the success of the plan, the date of execution is extremely vital. Let's see. It would only take a few days to surround the area completely with the formation of the army. Next, festival of sacrifice at the palace, which happens to be Princess Blanche's 16th birthday. In our country, one officially enters adulthood upon 16 of age. It would be an appropriate time to make a proposal. Besides, most of the royalty would gather on that day. Wouldn't that just be the best timing? Hoo, as expected of Marquis Barnes. When did you find out that I've planned on that day from the start? Haha, it's just a coincidence. Very well, we'll settle for a coincidence. Then our plan shall be executed on the next day of sacrifice. Any disagreement? No. Understood. As you wish. With the approval of the other three men, the day of battle has been settled. Now that Barnes has left in advance, there only remain men from the Empire. Speaking of whom, what an idiotic man. But he's clever, you know. Even as a noble he's good at his stuff. As you've said, he just let go of this national treasure Princess Blanche, not knowing that whoever inherits as the next queen would be meaningless. The beautiful body is a sign of the curse. That silver-white hair surely makes people think of that horrifying and damning primordial. I'm impressed that with all these characteristics matching, the idiot nobles in this country still hasn't noticed a thing. The Empire has been pushing behind the scene to make them realize too, to prevent that demon from arriving to this world. And that's it. Thank you so much for watching. And if you guys have not watched my other videos, then please watch them. The links are in the description. And don't forget to like, subscribe and press the bell icon so you don't miss the updates.